of the biggest problems for humanity is what we call cancer. Cancer has been something whenever and wherever the doctors could not understand the knowledge of the change of the condition of the physicality of the body of the man. In that process, when the doctors cannot understand it, they call it the cancer. That's all it is. Now we started exploring more and more, understanding more and more in how the cancer actually progresses, how and where and by which methods it is established in the body of man. Over the past 30-40 years, the knowledge of cancer has become fairly tuned to full understanding. And what we understand in Keshe Foundation is very simple. Cancers are produced in 3 ways as far as we can see, maybe 4. One is emotional. This is when the emotion of the man creates a given energy, that energy in interaction with the matter state of the body, it becomes to manifest itself as an entity. We say in a space, you can wish and you will receive. You can put your hand out and have the energy from your soul that by filtering of your wishes, that what it is, you will receive that material. We create the emotion of sorrow. We create the tears. We know the process, but we never knew how actually can be controlled. We create emotion of rejection, and in that process, what we want to reject, we create a material for it to start the process of rejection. In olden days, man knew how even to reject part of his arm and hand and fingers when they were trapped. They could not cut it, but the wish was so strong, like reptiles, they could literally sever the finger or the arms. But this knowledge over time has disappeared in the vocabulary of the knowledge of the man, in the brain of the man. But at the same extent, when the man wishes to create, to reject, to bring about a condition where he wants to see the change, and that change, because it's given by the wish of the man, is so strong that no medicine can fight it. You can use chemotherapy, you can use radiation, you can use anything you like with the present medicine, but you'll find out it'll come back again. Because in the world of medicine today, the world of science has missed the main criterion of the cancer. 95% of the cancer of the man is created by emotion. So in that emotion, in that condition, man subconsciously wants to create a condition that that organ will not be there. Be it prostate, be it breast, be it the stomach cancer, be it liver, or whatever we might call it. We never understood, and this is one of the main problems with the present world of science, that cancer, majority of it, is emotionally based. We wish it, and our wish is so powerful that no medicine in the world can overcome it. They give you chemotherapy, they give you everything else, and after a few years it comes back. Because in the present world of medicine, the emotion of the man is not calculated. We have not considered it. With this new technology, where we tackle the source of cancer, and that is why you see so much rapid changes. That's why we put these cancer teachings on, is that now for the first time we understand. In majority of the cases, 99.5% of the cases of cancer, the physical change in the structure of the body of the man is wished by the emotion of the man through the source of the energy of the soul of the man. We wish it subconsciously, and we create it directly. Then we come to see what we have created. It's very much when we wish to have a longer finger to become a musician for a specific instrument, the same way we create these organs, these materials inside ourselves. With a new technology which we offer and is on the table, which we'll discuss, and you will see some effects of it, and some papers which are delivered by what we call a standard medical trial system, you see that the explanation is that we use certain what we call gases in nano state of the matter we call GANs, where in fact no perfect system has ever been created to use or produce one type of gases. In all the gases produced, especially with CO2, there is a minute amount of gases nano state of zinc, which that amount of zinc within the structure of the CO2 plays its game. The emotion of the man, the neurosystem of the man works through zinc in a gaseous state. So why this technology works good is because in one way you change the energy of the tumor, on the other hand you elevate the soul of the patient through the elevation of the emotion through zinc. So this is what you see one of the results, because now we understand it, we understand the process, we understand the situation, how it's risen. Why do you wish to have a breast cancer? Why do you wish not to have a breast cancer, but the wish for your child not to suffer the pain you suffered in childhood, or the child does not go through what you went in the childhood that you could be, you don't want to the suffering to carry on? What's the best way? What did you give life? A woman gives life through the breast to feeding a child. So we see the cancer in the breast. We see the same thing when there is a conflict with the father and the son. Majority of the time we see prostate cancer. Where does the father give life to a child? Prostate is a player in the game. So he wants to get rid in what caused him the problem, that he'll never make the same problem again. Now we understand a lot of diseases are what is known as psychosomatic, which means psychologically through emotion we create the physicality of the disease. Cancer is another one. And the more we understand, the more we realize the psychosomatic condition of the cancer can be changed in two ways. We can hammer it, we can bombard it, radiation, chemotherapy or anything else, or we can go the new way, which is sort the problem at its root, which is the emotion. Once you sort the problem at its root, you elevate the emotion, that with it you allow different fields to reach or to be reached by the physicality. The cancer is just a technicality to be see the change of. This is important for us. This is why in the program today and in the coming weeks you will see a strange phenomenon. You will see things which is in the present world of medicine is absolutely impossible. And this is the reason, because for the first time we go to the essence, the majority of the cancer positions, which means body wants to produce something new, that the mistake of the past cannot be repeated. But in that producing accumulates the material, and in that process creates cancer. Cancers are literally done in a very simple way. What we see is that, can you see the whiteboard, or do I stop sharing and go on the whiteboard?
Stop sharing, please. Thank you.
Okay. I go on the whiteboard, we share. It's not allowing me to go on the whiteboard. Okay, we're on it. So what we see is very simple. The body of the man has his emotion. In achieving that emotion, it creates a field, which interaction with where the field is received with that emotion leads to the point of new tangibility of the matter. But the body of the man has a given content. It has copper, it has zinc, it's got calcium and potassium, it's got everything else material which the body of the man carries. So when the strength of the emotion filtered from the soul of the man, in coming to the matter, solidifies to the center of the cancer. So what we see, and Dr. Rodriguez and other doctors will tell you, is up to now when you go to the doctor, doctors are not really concerned about what elements are elevated in your blood. But with the new technology we have to, because now we understand if the strength of the fields which is filtered from the soul of the man through the emotion of the man comes to be at the strength of, let's say, zinc or copper, that material in that point becomes the seed of the oyster of the cancer. So every cancer has a center. And in that process, once it started, the immune system of the body of the man tries to get rid of what is created by the emotion and by physicality. So now we get what you call immune system attack, trying to disturb or destroy the center, the material which the emotion of the man has created. In that process, what we see as it carries on, further steps come into play. And what happens now is start oystering. And we see the growth of the cancer, the tumor. And if this condition is repeated, because now that he has managed to survive, it gets replicated in other part of the body of the man. So we have two choices with the new technology, is to deplete the oyster and then remove the wish of the man, the center element. Or by looking at the blood results in the element sector, we see what material is elevated. And that material which is elevated, it gives you the indication what is made from the seed of the cancer cell. In single tumors, doctors can tell you who have experimented with the Keshe Foundation technology, you can remove this cell. It's a specific way of producing certain systems which the energy transfer between the systems allows the depletion of the energy of the material, and once the mother seed of the pearl has disappeared, the cancer has no strength. What we see is the tumor goes black. And then when it goes black, it's a matter of time that the immune system of the body of the man will more or less deplete and eats up everything. You will see one of these in a few minutes. It was shown in the Rome conference by Dr. Rodriguez. For the first time, we'll show it in public. It is unimaginable what you will see. Those who have seen this video, it's been on the internet sometimes, is a major achievement with the new technology. It's a plasma, it's understanding of change of not only the environment of the man, changing the emotion of the man, and then allowing the depletion of the cancer to a normal entity that itself disappears out and it gets absorbed by the body of the man. In that process, sometimes we see the rejection of the pearl, the center of the pearl. We have other cancers which are created by accident. Sometimes the same process, instead of the emotion, comes by hitting. Something hits your body. We see this quite a lot, especially recently in what is known as car accidents. Heavy car accidents create the same kind of center, which then starts the cancer and it goes through. There is another cancer which is not a cancer, but has been part of the man's progress in the evolution of his life. We evolve, and in that evolvement of the life, to fit into the new environment, our body cannot operate or does not see how to handle the new changes. What we see now, in many cases, part of the evolution of cancer comes with women. Because if you look up to 100 years ago or plus, women menopause was around about 25 to 35. Now, in more nations, where we see more national security and we see more sharing of the burden of the growing of the children by the society, this figure of menopause for women is getting pushed to 50s, 60s, and 70s. I have one, thank you very much. And this, in some women, which cannot go through because of the emotion which comes with it of the change, we see some what we call evolutionary cancers. These are very hard to handle. These are extremely to be able to process, and these count for between 1 to 3 to 5% of the cancers we see nowadays. The accidental cancer is random. There is no data for it, but the more and more high-speed accidents we see, 5, 10, 15 years later, we see the beginning of cancer. And when you go back to the patient and you ask them, they say, yes, I had an accident in such a place. We've seen this. Now we put this chart, part of the chart of the cancer system. What is important for us today, we touch on mainly how the emotional cancer has been handled. You will see Dr. Rodriguez, in a way that it can be distributed on the internet, will show the process of cancer reversal. This is one of the impossibilities of world of science. If you would have seen, or it could have been imagined even 5 months ago, there is such a thing possible, the doctors would have been going crazy telling you this is impossibility. But with in the hand of the highly competent and knowledgeable doctor like Dr. Rodriguez, you see the change, because he understands the totality. He's not just handling the tumor, but changing the environment, creating a condition of breathing, creating a condition of elevation of the soul, which through elevation of the soul and in a way changing the expectation of the emotion by raising the filter strength of the emotion, that filter does not exist anymore. So now there is no reason to keep a communication between the brain of the man and a tumor. And in that process, where brain has no more contact in the physicality of the confirmation of the existence of tumor becomes redundant, because it has lost the reason which was created. Now, if the strength was at 2, with the elevation of the emotion at 3, there is no room for 2. So you change the environment of the emotion, the filter strength, what we call it, and then you see the change in the position. Now, once you elevate the soul, is a matter of physicality for the body of man to do with something which has suddenly appeared here. Use the immune system, use everything else, reduction in cells, creation of new cells, and then we'll see the changes. What we would like to do is to go to Dr. Rodriguez, because they say the proof of a science is in black box theory, which means we keep a black box with the body of a woman. Dr. Rodriguez will take it, and if any doctor in the world can tell us how such a thing is possible, then we have a new magician, and that magic is the world of plasma. We show this first, and then we go into the next step. We have number of people who want to show or explain how they have overcome cancer, and how we know in one case the wish of the person is so overwhelming that she does not want, or he does not want to be able to carry on, because there is something in the background which is only to her and her only, or him and him only, that wishes the termination the way she likes. We cannot override the wish of a man. Does not matter what we use. Die shall not steal. A physician cannot override, but can elevate the soul of the patient, that the patient sees the new light in life. And if that new light does not satisfy the condition, she can take a new course.